COVID-19. COVID-19 has claimed Chicago's Pride Parade yet again. Organizers on Wednesday announced the Boystown celebration has been canceled for a second straight year as the city weathers its latest coronavirus surge. The parade, which regularly drew upwards of 100,000 people along its colorful North Side route in pre-pandemic years, had initially been pushed back from its usual last weekend of June to October 3rd, in the hopes of getting more people involved and vaccinated for a safer gathering. But with the Delta variant raking the nation, parade coordinator Tim Frye said, quote, "We were very naive in that belief," end quote.
Well, as someone who has been on a float in that parade for about 15 years, I was in a float in the Chicago Pride Parade. It's a lot of people. 100,000 sounds like a low estimate, actually. And you know, the one thing is with October, it might actually lessen the number of attendees anyway, because it could be snowing in October.
There could be 12 inches of snow on the ground.
But there's a lot of drinking, and it's a lot of crowds pushed together. So I think it's probably a really smart decision that they canceled it.
Yeah, interesting. It could be, well, and it could be, again, going with the weather issue, it could be that there would be more inside events, which are harder to kind of manage.
It sounds like weather probably, right? Because they just had that big event in Chicago.
Yeah, Market Days.
But it was in August.
Yeah.
Right.
And the weather in August is way different than
that's what I mean. Right. So Chicago didn't have a problem having an event.
Right. Well, what do you think of Chicago blaming the cancellation of the Chicago Pride Parade on COVID then? I mean, why did they do that?
Right.
Why didn't they say, oh, we're worried about 12 inches of snow?
Right.
So therefore, we made
the first time Boystown's ever been worried about 12 inches.
You've been waiting all day. You know, I have to tell you, and I know, but I completely disagree with this decision, because first off, we've got to stop surrendering.
No.
We're either going to move forward or we're not going to move forward. We're either going to get back out in the world and say we have a path of success, and that is vaccination. And those of you who do not get vaccinated, you are living in our world at your own risk. But we're not going to be held down by you anymore.
Right.
Now, I know that's not popular. I hear and I understand.
I agree with you.
But we're in a situation where there of a percent of me dying from COVID. I guarantee you, Queer News Tonight is going to play back this moment if I die of COVID. I guarantee you. But I'm pretty comfortable in my odds, you know, and lightning striking me and walking out into a street by a car. We must stop managing our decisions based on a lightning strike hitting and killing.
While I agree with you, Al, these are difficult decisions, and we don't actually know what the conversation was that led them to this. Yeah. So, I mean,
you know, pre-vaccinations being available, it was a different story, right?
Of course.
But there's an obvious free working solution, right? And I feel bad for the organizers that they even had to have this conversation. You can get your vaccine, and you can go on with your life. No one's telling you not to, right?
And there's better choices than cancellation. The choice is mandate a vaccine. Mandate you can't enter the room of the inside event that you're having without a mask, and the mask can't be taken off. But the cancellation of the event across the board, I think, is pejorative, and it is a surrender to the. And I know, again, unpopular, but to a sizable percentage of the crazy living on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, 30%, that are vaccinated, and 70% refuse because their dog barked 3 times, and that means the vaccine is too dangerous for them.
So, but by insisting on proving vaccination, you're now politicizing it. I mean, think about if it was in Broward County. If you were to insist on proving vaccination, you would be fined $5,000.
Right, but, you know, in order to walk into a bar, you have to prove that you're old enough to be there, right?
Right.
So it's not like you don't have to show proof to enter establishments for legal reasons.
Right.
This is a global health pandemic. I don't think it's a stretch to ask for proof of vaccination along with your license that you're old enough to drink.
And God forbid, I'm going to piss off a whole other core of people. But those people that are in cancellation culture, I'm placing in the same category as Governor DeSantis, who is requiring there can be no vaccination mandates and no mask mandates. One argument and justification does not justify the other.
Right.
We must be able to move on, and we know the means to move on.
Right.
Get vaccinated. And those that choose not to vaccinate cannot hold us back any longer.
Agreed.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ